Have you ever felt like you're searching for a map? Some way to make sense of who you are and where you fit in this massive universe? Well, today we're diving into a really fascinating one. It's a framework for inner knowledge, inspired by the work of Jean Dubuis, that offers a path connecting the grandest cosmic ideas right back to the core of, well, you. This quote right here is basically our North Star for this whole explainer. Think about what it's saying. It lays out this incredible journey. We all start from a place of perfect oneness, or unity. Then we venture out into the world to have experiences. But our ultimate destiny is to find our way back. So it's this cycle, right? A journey out, and then a conscious journey back home. So every quest needs a destination, a treasure. But here's the thing about this journey. The treasure we're after isn't just a pile of facts you could find in a textbook. No, it's a much deeper, more personal kind of knowing.
The key word is right there, inner. And let's be clear, when we talk about esotericism here, we're not talking about secret societies or anything like that. It's all about turning your focus inward to get a direct, personal experience of reality. It's the difference between reading a description of a strawberry and actually tasting one for yourself.
I absolutely love the way this is put. It's like we have two main tools for this inner quest. You've got your intellect, your brain, and that's perfect for studying the map, for planting the seeds of these ideas deep in your mind. But the actual experience of it, the harvest, the real aha moment, that comes from what's called the path of the heart. It comes from your intuition, from direct feeling. One plants the seeds, the other reaps the reward. All right, so we know what our tools are. Now let's take a look at the map itself. And we're going to start by zooming all the way out. All the way to the very, very beginning of the cosmos. Everything starts here with what's called the One, or the Absolute. Try not to think of it as a thing, but as just pure, limitless potential. A state before time, before space, before anything was separate. It's like a giant, uncarved block of marble before the sculptor even has an idea. The potential for the entire universe is just sitting there, silent. Now, instead of one single big bang, this model sees creation as more of a slow cosmic exhale, unfolding in three main stages. First, you get emanation, where this primary energy just flows out from that initial unity. Then comes differentiation, where that energy splits into the great opposites, active and passive, light and dark, the forces that build reality. And finally, you get condensation, where that energy starts to slow down, to get denser and denser, until it eventually forms the physical matter we see all around us. And here it is. This diagram, called the cosmic egg, is basically the whole map in one image. It perfectly shows that whole process. You can see the journey, right? Starting from that pure, unified energy at the very top, level 1, and then spiraling down through denser and denser levels of reality, until boom, you hit our physical world at the bottom, level 10. Okay, so that's a cool map of the cosmos, but what's it got to do with you and me, right here, right now? Well, this is where it gets really personal, and it all hinges on one single incredibly powerful idea. This ancient idea is the absolute key. You've probably heard it before, as above, so below. What it means is that the universe, the big picture, the macrocosm, and you, the individual human being, the microcosm, are perfect reflections of each other. The same patterns, the same laws, the same energies that run the whole cosmos are also running inside of you. So get this, that cosmic egg we just looked at with its 10 levels, that's not just a map of out there, it's also a map of in here. Every one of those cosmic levels has a matching level inside our own consciousness. From our highest spiritual spark, all the way down to our physical body, we each contain the entire universe in miniature. So this whole thing frames our lives as a two-part adventure. First, there's involution. Think of it as our consciousness diving deep, deep down into the material world. We're like deep-sea divers on a mission to gather the pearls of experience. But then, and this is the whole point, comes evolution. That's the conscious return journey, climbing back up that ladder to our source, but this time we're bringing all the wisdom we've gained with us. Okay, so we've got our map. We know we're the traveler, but how do we read the road signs? A map is useless if you can't understand it. Well, in this system, the language of the path is symbolism. And we get two main types of symbols to work with.
First, you have passive symbols. Think of these like information downloads. They're geometric shapes and diagrams that you can meditate on, and they're designed to transmit knowledge to you. And then you have active symbols. These are more like uploads. They're based on vibration and sound, the creative power known as the word, which you can actually use to have an effect on the world around you.
Let's just see how these passive symbols work. It's actually amazing. This whole philosophy is built from the simplest shapes you can possibly imagine. It all starts with the point. That's our initial perfect unity. Now move that point and you get a line. Boom, suddenly you have duality, separation. And where two lines meet, you get the cross, a symbol for manifestation, for things becoming real, right here in our world. And you can just keep building from there. Take the triangle. By itself, it represents a contained packet of energy. But then, just by flipping it or putting a line through it, it becomes the symbol for each of the four fundamental elements: fire, air, water, and earth, which are seen as the basic energetic building blocks of our reality. It's a whole language. Okay, so that's passive symbols. What about the active ones? Well, these are all built on one core idea, and it's a huge one. Everything is vibration. From this point of view, sound isn't just noise, it's a creative force. The theory is that if you can learn the true vibratory name of something, you can literally tune into its essence and influence it directly. All right, this is the big question, right? We've got the map, we understand our place on it as the traveler, we're starting to learn the language of symbols. So how do we actually take that first step on the return journey, the path of evolution? Well, this isn't just about reading books and thinking about cool ideas. It's meant to be applied. And the practical work is centered around creating a dedicated personal space called the oratory. Now, don't get hung up on the fancy name. It's basically your personal laboratory. It can be a quiet corner of your room, a specific chair, whatever. It's a space you set aside specifically for this inner work. And inside your oratory, all the pieces come together. You use your intellect, your brain to study the principles. Then you switch gears and use your heart to do the esoteric work, like meditating on those symbols to really feel what they mean. And crucially, you keep a notebook. This is like your captain's log for the inner journey, where you record your experiences and track your progress on the path back to unity.
So in the end, that's really what this whole system is. It's a detailed guide for self-cultivation. It gives you a map, a language, and a set of tools for a profound inner journey. So the final question it leaves us with isn't really about the cosmos, it's about us. With the brain to plant the seeds and the heart to reap the rewards, what kind of inner garden are you choosing to grow?